we've had another big delivery to the Hyperia site. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone and welcome back to yet another Project Exodus / Hyperia construction update. That's right, once again today I am here on the site of the UK's tallest roller coaster, Hyperia. Now, of course, in the last update that I uploaded, we saw this beast of a ride testing for the very first time, and what an exciting day that was. I genuinely think that that video is my favorite of all of the construction videos that I've uploaded to this series so far. It was incredible. The atmosphere on that day was just unbeatable, and thank you all so much for the lovely comments on that video. But yeah, today I'm here once again to show you all of the updates that have been taking place since then. I'm going to be talking about the testing that's been continuing on from that day in today's video, and yeah, I'm also going to be showing you all of the other updates here on site, because although initially, like from this view especially, it doesn't look like too much has changed since that testing video, and the reason for that is because the construction crews on the ground here are actually working from the station backwards, so all of the stuff kind of within the station and just outside of the station is being prioritized before they then kind of move outwards to where I'm standing right now, where the rides plaza will eventually be. So yeah, soon, it won't be long at all before these containers, which has been here since like the very start of the project, they'll all be shipped off, and obviously they'll then finish the work just here before the ride is ready to open. So yeah, it's all very exciting indeed. But yeah, as I mentioned, testing for this ride has been continuing on since that very first day that it tested on Tuesday the 16th of April. Now, when Hyperia tested on that day, they were actually running the lift hill speed at half a meter per second. And that is of course why that very first test run seemed a little bit slow. That is completely normal. The first time they ever test a roller coaster, the first test is often always the slowest that ride is ever going to go around the circuit. You got to think like that's the first time the wheels are kind of properly being used on the trains. It's going around brand new fresh paint on the coaster. There's so many reasons as to why that first test might look a little bit sluggish in comparison to the others. But yeah, the speed that they're planning on running Hyperia's lift hill once it's operating on like a day-to-day basis is around 5 meters per second. So you've got to think how much quicker that train is going to be going up there in comparison to that first test run. But yeah, I'll start off today's video by showing you some of the other testing footage that I've managed to capture over the past few days, because it's been testing anything from like 3 to 5, if not a little bit more, on these days following on from that very first test run. So enjoy some of this beautiful Hyperia testing footage. So you now join me in Hyperia's queue line, and this area where I'm actually standing will be your final approach up into the station. So yeah, this area actually consists of 4 different queue lines all coming together. So over here you've actually got your disabled queue line, you've then got your fast track single riders, and then this over here will be the normal queue line, which obviously snakes around the entire area under the lift hill itself, and then you come down and this will be your final way up towards the station. But yeah, the queue line itself will actually consist of 3 different styles of fencing. So first of all, we've got the ride area fencing, which is this gold stuff over here. Obviously very high to stop you going into the ride area itself. The middle of the queue lines will have a kind of grey style fencing, which you can see on screen now. And then the perimeter of the queue line, which is the fencing that you'll see for the queue line most of all from an off-ride perspective, that will be the gold kind of paneling style queue line that I saw them making months and months ago when I actually visited the B&E factory. So that was amazing to see so long ago. Now this area right here obviously has the netting. That is of course a health and safety reason, because if I pan the camera up, you can see that the ride is literally going above this part of the queue line, whereas the queue line kind of further out in the plaza of course won't have netting and it'll feel a lot more open. But yeah, around the queue line as well, we've had loads more vegetation being planted. And a cool fact that I've just learned actually is, in order to comply with the environmental agency, all of the vegetation that's kind of being planted around this entire site is actually all native to this area, so they kind of blends in, and it's not just like they brought in all of this vegetation from an outside source and it just sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, it will look similar to all of the trees in this natural area, because of course this used to be such a gorgeous part of the park, and obviously during the construction for this ride it has turned into a bit of a mud field and naturally a construction site. So yeah, eventually once all of these trees grow, it will once again fit in with this beautiful part of the park and it will look absolutely incredible. Now you may have noticed over on the station we've had some new AV going in, and those lights are testing, and yeah, things like the lighting and audio are all slowly but surely being put into this area, and especially in the station, but of course I'm not going to be showing up there until the ride is open now. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this right here is going to be the merge point between all of those different queue lines, so you'll obviously wait here until instructed to go up those stairs, and I believe this staircase is actually going to be split into two. You'll have your normal kind of access where the fast track and normal queue line will go, and then on the other side you'll actually have your single rider access, so they'll be separate until you get up to the station and batched into your individual rows. And of course, if you need step-free access into the station, you'll be sent down this little side path where you'll be able to get the lift up and down into the station before and after your ride. Absolutely gorgeous. And then of course the ride's exit will take you down this path right here where you get some amazing views of the coaster. And this is actually a really nice one because the path is so open. So yeah, this is where you'll head out, and I have got something to show you just down here because we've had some updates in regards to the splashdown part of the ride, which is a really, really exciting one. Obviously they haven't started running those splashdown effects. However, if I pan the camera just over here, as you can see, some of those splashdown pumps have started to go in, so that is really, really cool to see. I'm so excited to see that splashdown work. Unfortunately, I don't have too much intel as to why those pumps are there or how it's working. I'm very out of the loop with that one, but stuff is clearly happening, so that's all I can say, I'm afraid. But yeah, after you've had your ride, you'll obviously come down here and follow this path right round into the ride's gift shop, which is where I'm gonna head right now. So after you've had your first ever ride on Hyperia, you'll then enter the shop in this direction. Where I'm stood right now is where you'll be able to see all of your on-ride photos and stuff, and then you'll head down here into the ride's main gift shop. Let me spin the camera around with me. So yeah, here we are. This is the space where you will be able to buy all of your Hyperia merch, which is looking absolutely incredible. Yeah, still a lot of work to do in here, but as with everything here on site, it's a slow and gradual process. They want to make sure that they get it exactly right. And another space which is coming along nicely is the exterior of the maintenance bay, which, as you can see, has had some brand new gold lettering into place, as well as some stairs, which are of course for access onto that top layer of the maintenance bay, and as well as the bottom layer over there. So yeah, we're gonna head over into the maintenance bay now to show you guys arguably the most exciting thing in this update. We've had another big delivery to the Hyperia site. So I'm currently just hanging out with some of my water dummy friends. It's really cool to see these actually out of the seats. Very nice indeed. But yeah, as you saw from that footage, the second Hyperia train has now arrived at the park, and I'm standing right next to it. Here she is. So yeah, unfortunately, this train doesn't quite get the special treatment that the other train got, because that one obviously got its whole own train reveal and everything, but here she is in all its glory. So yeah, once again, it's currently all wrapped up, but now that it is in the workshop, it won't be long at all before they obviously take all of this off, do any checks that they need to, and they'll eventually start testing Hyperia on a 2-train operation, which is really, really exciting. But yeah, here's the other train. They've literally just brought it back into the workshop after another day of testing. It's still got all of those water dummies, which they do empty a lot of them before bringing it in here to reduce the stress on those tyres that are holding it up. But yeah, it's just really cool to now see the 2 Hyperia trains in here, ready to go. But yeah, as always with these updates, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because as soon as they are ready to start testing this second train, you guys know I'll be uploading a video showing you guys that. So yeah, make sure you lock in for even more Hyperia updates as and when they happen here on site. And yeah, otherwise, thank you all so much for watching today's video. My name is TheJackSilkstone. Goodbye.